Hi, my name's Craig Muirhead. I hope you've enjoyed learning your scale, your strikes, and having a go at the Avicii tune Wake Me Up with the strikes in there. I'm sure it's coming along well. We're now going to move on to the next piece of ornamentation, which is very important. They're called G Gracenotes. Very common in all pipe tunes are G Gracenotes. I should say that the reason we have ornamentation in the bagpipes is partly because the bagpipes have a continuous flow of air going through them. So whilst on other instruments, if we were to play a tune, for example, Scotland the Brave, other instruments could play, but on the pipes there'll be that continuous flow of air, so you can't stop to separate the notes. So we used pieces of ornamentation to do that. So for example, Scotland the Brave, so that's what we're doing just now. We're learning the basic ornamentation, and eventually that'll build up to larger embellishments. So we're starting off here with G Gracenotes today. Now for this we'll have to remember the full bagpipe scale, the 9 notes. So we're going to start on low G, which is all the fingers down, like this. Now a grace note is different to a strike. It looks the same in the music, as you'll see. But the difference is a strike will always appear below the note we're playing, whereas a grace note will always appear above the note that we're playing. So a grace note on G is, we're going to start on low G here. You're going to lift up your top finger on your left hand, and as you bring it down, you're going to go to the next note of the scale. So these will be G grace notes up the scale. We'll do that again from low G. Lifting up the top finger, this is the grace note, and as you bring it down, you move to the next note on the scale. Now we're doing them really open just now, in when these are up to full speed, that will sound like this. But just now we're going to keep them nice and open. Then from low A to B, the same idea, we're on low A. Okay, and then from B to C, now remember your pinky has to go down here for C. And then C to D. And those are the G grace notes up the bottom hand of the scale. So let's try that again, all the way from low G up to through the notes to D. And we end up on D here. Now, we're going to move from the bottom hand to the top hand. Now, we've spoken before about the difficulties between moving between the bottom hand and the top hand, D and E. And we're really going to put all that hard work into practice here. Because we're on D, we're going to lift up the G grace note on the top here, as we've done already. And as we bring the grace note down, we're going to move to E. Now you remember that E is the first note of the top hand, which means the bottom hand has its pinky up and 3 fingers down. So we'll do that again, go back to D. We're playing the G grace note, and as we bring the grace note back down, we're moving to E. It's very important that you have a good idea of what E is in your head before you do this. Okay, so that'll sound like this. You may want to try that a few times. It may take quite a lot of practice. One more time from me. Now moving on, we're on E now. You can only play one more G grace note, and that is to F. So what we'll do, slightly different now going from E to F. You've been used to lifting up one finger here. we're going to lift up both fingers to avoid any horrible crossovers of notes. So we're going to go E, 2 fingers up, 1 back down, and that's a G grace note to F. So we're on E, we lift 2 fingers up, bring the top one back down, like this. Two fingers up, 1 back down. And then to finish off, just for good measure, we'll play a high G and a high A when we play up the scale. So let's try that from the start. We're going to start on low G, playing a grace note up every note of the scale to F, and then we'll finish off with a high G and high A. We're now going to come back down the scale. It's exactly the same principles. We can't play a grace note on high A because the finger's already up. Can't play a grace note on high G because the finger's already up. So we'll start on F and we'll come down the scale. F, remember, in between every note, you're going to lift up the G grace note and go to the next note. So on F, with a G grace note to E, now E to D, D to C, C to B, B to low A, low A to low G. So now, just to finish off, we're going to try and play the G grace notes all the way from low G, all through the scale, and back down. And that'll let us start our next tune in the next video, and our first traditional tune, proper bagpipe tune. So, from low G, with a G grace note in between each note, and remember, through practice and hard work, eventually that will sound like this. Thanks for watching. Get practicing your G grace notes, your wake me up, your strikes and your scale. And in the next video, we'll move on to a tune called Bonnie Galloway, which is a little march. So thanks for watching, and hopefully see you on the next video.